Hi everyone, it's Tara. Welcome back to Tara's Take. So today I have some coffee dyed envelopes that I did here a few weeks ago, and they've just been sitting there, and I thought they'd be something to play with today. Seeing if I have some more over here just in case. I thought we could do, I don't know, a few different things maybe, but I did want to do this little notebook. This is totally a prototype, just playing around, fiddling with this. This even, as you can see, it's one of these envelopes. I haven't even finished this, so pardon the flap showing. I actually think it's kind of cute. I think I'm just going to like strip something right there over it, like a piece of cardstock just to decorate it. You know, one of my little strips I love to work with, but I just stapled this piece in to see how it would do as a little vertical notebook to stick into a pocket in a journal. So this is a pocket slash, you can also tuck the envelope in, and you wouldn't need to have a closure that way on the front. You could just have this little tuck, and then on the back here you have two tuck spots. Okay, so you can reinforce these with paper. You could cover this with paper and make it one pocket here, which I've seen and I've done with Tina before. Yeah, I put this strip over here to reinforce this backer part so that it doesn't tear. Sorry, I just saw a fly swing by me and it startled me. And then, yeah, so I thought that'd be kind of fun, little thing to do with them, and we'll see. So with that, all I did, let's just go ahead and do one of those. So all I did was fold it in, and now that I've played with it a little bit, I'm knowing a little bit more about what I need to do. So I'm going to bring it back just probably about 1/8 of an inch. Okay, maybe not even 1/8 of an inch. Let's see. Can you guys see? I'm going to bring this in a little bit so you can see better. I'm going to bring it in about right there. Okay. And do a fold. And I thought it'd be fun because, you know, it's a skinny notepad, and we usually make, you know, a flip pad, or we make, you know, a little mini journal, but I've never done one that's a skinny journal. So now when you fold this over, one thing you're going to notice, if you want to do a tuck, okay, if you want to make this into a pocket that you can tuck this into, you're going to want to trim this edge right here, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. You're just going to trim that off, okay? Can you see? Because that will get stuck and tear in the journal, or in the notepad, if you're going to tuck it to close it. Okay, you're just going to want to snip that little squared off piece. If yours has that squared off piece, yours might be at an angle where it doesn't, so it won't matter, but mine was not. So I'm going to go ahead and do the fold again here. Okay, and I didn't go all the way to the bottom. You can if you want. I just brought it down low enough so it kind of flattens it out, and this of course reinforces it a little bit as well. I tried it with it the other way, and of course it was too long. It went past the end. So yeah, that's why I did this. So I'm thinking, you know, just some scraps would be fun to decorate with. So I'm just grabbing out of my box over here. And these are just some scraps I have. And I'm going to take a piece of this, and I'm going to go ahead. Do I want to cover the whole thing? Yeah, I'm going to take it just to this line. So it's not going to cover that line, but it's just going to cover the flap. I didn't do this with the first one. Let's see how it goes. This is new. Now I know this video will probably go up on, I don't know, Thursday or Friday, but this is the first video I've done since Tippy passed away yesterday. It is, for you guys, last Tuesday, and I lost my dog yesterday. So I'm not really feeling a lot of mojo, and so if I seem a little off, I am. And I just wanted to dive back in I didn't want to sit around and, you know, feel sorry for myself, and I didn't want to not hang out with my friends and do my video, you know. So we're here and we're just gonna work, and I just mention it because I know I probably might not seem completely like myself, but I'm all right. Tippy's no longer in pain. I know now that toward the end there, I know she was in pain, and I couldn't afford a vet, I'll be honest, and it was very, very disconcerting to not be able to take her somewhere. And I know that she was breathing heavily because something inside of her was bothering her and giving out. And so I don't know what was wrong. I don't know if it was her heart or diabetes or any of that. All I know is that she has had a struggle the past couple of weeks with her breathing, and that was really the only indicator. She still had her little appetite. My little Tippy girl, she's always got an appetite. Yeah, she wasn't. I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna glue this down because on the other one it was laying on the other side of my flap, and I didn't like that. And I think that'll just kind of seal off my little, right here, it'll kind of seal off my tuck. But anyway, yeah, I don't know for certain what happened, other than I do know that she was not herself, okay? Energy levels were down, breathing was labored, and then she would seem okay for a little while, you know, and then it would happen again. And night before last, Sunday night, I probably should wait to do the video for Monday to tell you the whole story. I don't want to repeat myself, but I've probably already told you the story in the Mess Monday, so I'm not going to repeat it. But anyway, I just wanted you guys to know this is actually the first video I've done since yesterday, and the only reason I mentioned it was because I wanted you to know why I sound a little off. Okay, so let's just focus on this. That'd be more fun. What I did was I just did a tiny, you know how I do that tiny little trim on the edge there? So that's all I did for this part, just to open that end of that side of the envelope up. And you can do reinforcing, you could do book pages, you can do scrapbook paper, you know, if you feel like this needs it, because right here you're going to see once you open that, it's going to need some glue. And we can totally do some paper coverage here, which is what I did on that other one. But I was actually, you guys, I was thinking it'd be kind of cute to use washi tape right through here to seal this edge and just add some, you know, some fun to this piece without using a really thick paper, you know. So you could do that as well. I might grab my washi tape, but let me see how this goes first. So at this point you've got a little notepad, see, and once you put your paper in here, and then like I said, you can also, oops, I glued that shut, didn't mean to. You can also at this point tuck this like I did the other one. Now let's see how it does with the cardstock on there, because it was tucking for me before. But now that it's got the cardstock, I'm struggling to get it. I mean, it is doing it, but as you can see, it's folding down the paper. So, note to you guys and to myself, this would need to be reinforced, okay, with some cardstock, per se. We could use just a piece of scrap to line this part, to strengthen that. You could use book page, whatever you want, okay? So we could even glue this piece in and then just trim off our edges and fold this. Let's see, how far up would I need to? I could actually just use this to fold and bring that to where I need it to be. Let's see how it does. We're going to do one with a little bit of reinforcement. And you don't have to do this. I'm just giving it a try. This is all just trial and error. I just needed to get my mojo. I'll be honest. I couldn't think of anything to do. I've been sick, as you can hear in my voice, and then that happened with my baby, and I'm so yeah, I'm not myself right now, to be honest, but I'm all right. I'm just saying it's not. I'm not as much into the project as I normally would be. I'm going to use that side because that looks pretty, and then all I got to do is see. I'm leaving that little gap, but I'm going to go ahead and be sealing. So I'm going to put glue, and you can use a thinner. I would probably actually advise to use a little bit thinner. This is pretty thick. This is Tim Holtz paper that I'm using, so if you know his paper, you know it's pretty thick. But this is all just for me. I don't know that I'm going to put these in a journal. I don't know, and I'm getting glue everywhere. Don't get glue on the inside or you lose your little pocket right here. But okay, there we go. But I would probably use normally a little bit lighter cardstock, or even just a regular piece of scrapbooking paper that would just give you that reinforcement, or even a book page like we always do. So any of those things would work for this little project. I'm just trying to make that even as much as I can with the end here. Of course I used the art glitter glue, so it's going to be like stuck already. Let's see. I apologize in advance if these don't turn out the way I want them to. Now, when you trim this, you're going to want to kind of bring your scissors underneath a little bit so that you don't grab your envelope and cut it. You don't want to cut your envelope on the sides unless you want to have the pocket opening from the top. Then you could do that too. I mean, that would work. But I've already cut mine open. Now once I do this and then I distress this paper, it'll look, see, I went off a little bit. I knew I did. Once I distress the paper, it'll look okay. Now I'm going to fold with that original fold here from the envelope. Okay. So now I'm thinking if I wanted to use this to tuck this in, I think this would probably, well, you know what, it does, but the outside would still need some strengthening to do the tuck. And I'm pulling away because I didn't let it dry long enough. But anyway, you guys get the gist of this. So now what I did on the other one, and I think I'm going to do it on this one as well, is I'm just going to do like a strip. I think I will try. Sorry, hold on one sec. Okay, I ran and got my tape. So I do think the washi tape will look kind of cool on here. So I am going to run, let's see, which one do I want to use? This one's nice. Yeah, I'm going to run some washi. And I'm not going to glue it down and, do all the rigmarole at this point. But I might on the other side. On where I seal it down here. Oh man, Tara, honey. I tore it. That's the whole point. I wanted to make sure these corners are reinforced for that pocket. Okay, there we go. Jeez. All right. All right. Now what I was gonna say is the only spot, oh, I like that together though, it looks pretty. These are just a simple little idea. I hope you guys like them. I hope I like them. They were just something for fun. I wanted to do something with these envelopes. They've been sitting there staring at me for weeks. And I like the way they look, and I'm like, oh, I want to use them for something. My tape went over a little bit. I'm just going to trim this a bit more. Okay, so I only put glue right there where it's sealed. Okay, so this is the inside of my little, actually I think I'll have it this way, my little notebook, okay? And because I used such a thick cardstock, that's what I was talking about. It's kind of hard to fold, but now you've got the reinforcement on your sides right here, okay, because you put the washi. And I am going to do a tiny little trim at my pocket top here because it's off. But yeah, so now you can either do some stamping, or you could do, we could do some more tape. That would look pretty for it to match on both sides. Let's see. Just for fun, let's check it out. We're going to put it on the inside, I do believe. We're going to end it on the inside, I mean. So I'm going to wrap it around like I did the other side. And then, do you guys see okay? Sometimes I get, sorry. I'm just pulling that too hard. I'll probably need some glue right there just to make sure it holds. I ain't wasting the tape though. Okay. Like I said, these are just trial and error right now. There. So don't pull across the edge, especially if you used really stiff cardstock, because it will tear. I'll say that. My mistakes are your freedoms. You don't have to make the same mistakes I do. Okay. I felt so bad. I was watching Barbara from 49 Dragonflies this morning, and she did an unboxing of a bag that she got, and oh my gosh, I almost cried for her. She cut, when she opened the packaging, she cut through the bag. She was such a sport. She didn't cut that out or anything, and I was like, oh baby. I felt so bad for her. Anyway, but yeah. So there we go. There's the inside. Actually, that's really cute, right? Okay. And we can, you know, we're going to distress it, and let's grab a piece of paper. I pulled in already. I brought it with me. Some paper, and we're just going to measure because it's not going to have to be very big. So we'll probably get like 3 little sheets off of one 8.5 by 11. So I'm going to cut. I'm going to do that. I'm hoping, maybe not, just 2, I guess. This might be, actually, might be a little bit big. We'll see. Oh, and you know what? I could do this as like a smaller piece in the center. You know what I mean? You know how people do different size in your journal. You know. Y'all know what I mean. Let's see if I can do this without a ruler. All right, and we're going to do it up this way. Okay. Oops. Well, I need a ruler for this part. Too thick. Tara, honey. I'm not very good at rulers and tearing my paper. I never have been. Everybody always gives me advice on it. I'm like, yeah, well, it's me. It's just me. Okay. Okay. So I'll do one more so that I have, let's do a different color. Let's do some avocado dyed paper. And I'm just going to use one of these as my measuring line and tear it, hopefully. You know, hopefully, I say that. Yay, she did it. What do you know? She did it. And one more. Let's do one more. Here. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Now, we're going to do a fold over. And so it's like just a little skinny notebook, but it'll fit perfect in a pocket in your journal, you know, and still be a little mini notebook they can pull out and write little notes in, and it's fun, you know. Now, I want to check something here really quick because I may need to take off. Oh, see, it's this, I brought it a little close. I'm going to need to trim this, darn it. It's okay. It's okay. I'm just going to trim right along this edge so that we have a little more of a gap when we try to close. Yeah, there we go. I know it's going to affect my paper because I did do my paper. So, again, I probably should do like Pam does and do the cutter, but I'm going to do this with scissors because I'm in a hurry. I'm always in a hurry. I did that pretty good, right? Not bad. Not bad. And because it's so narrow, I will be able to use my stapler and not have to worry. So I'm going to do the, no, because I'll probably cover a little spine or something, you know. So I'm going to go right into the center, okay. Do a little staple. And I'm just going to do double. That's fine. Just two. Okay. And I'm going to do a little more pushing down here. Make sure it's okay. Now, at this point, let me try this and see, because I did cut that. Let's see if it'll, yeah. If I would advise, don't cover this whole thing with the thicker paper. Just cover, fold your flap down so that you just need to cover this much, because this part needs to be a little more flexible to tuck easily for you. See what I'm saying? Because it's so stiff. It's not, I mean, it is doing it, okay? So you can tuck it, but it is harder, if it makes sense. So I would advise to only put a, and then see, pulling it out is kind of a hassle with it like this. So yeah, it's a big hassle actually. Okay, so I would only do like the top portion of this to reinforce it, and leave this part as just the regular envelope paper, or use a much thinner paper than I used so that it's flexible for you. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to go ahead and do a little closure right there, and I could use a policy closure, which would be really cute. Actually, I think I also am going to wrap this part with more of the tape that I used, because it will match and look pretty. And just see, I keep bending that because of the, yeah, can't do that. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little wrap on this as well, because I really like this tape and I think it'll look nice. You don't have to do this. This is just for decorating sake. I like the way it looked, so I'm just gonna, I think I'll just trim it off. I'm not even gonna try to wrap it because it won't wrap evenly with that V shape there. So I'll probably need to glue this on. Not sure if I'm crooked or if this thing is cut crooked. I'm sure it's the thing's cut crooked, which either way means I was crooked, but because I'm the one who cut it. Does that make sense? Yeah. Oh, you guys, I want to say thank you, though. All week I felt your love and your prayers, and I sure appreciate you. Yeah, it's been... These kind of experiences are just, you know, journeys. I've lost a lot of animals in my life, but, you know, the reason with Tippy, to explain Tippy, I've probably already explained this on Monday. I know me, I've probably already talked about this, but it's just in my heart to share again. Tippy was the last pet that I owned with my late husband. My husband and I were married for 30 years, and we had many animals, but Tippy... We had 2 dogs in our whole life that were just super, super special. I mean, we had many dogs, but there was 2. It was our first one together, Jin, and then Tippy, who was our last together. It's kind of ironic, isn't it? They were the best behaved, sweetest, you know, gentlest animals, just amazing pets. Those pets that become a part of you. I mean, they, you know... That was Tippy, and I mean, Courtney fell in love with her. She was his little angel, you know, and he's just as brokenhearted about it as I am. But yeah, so Tippy was just a very special girl. And I know that all of you have very, very special babies out there as well. So you know what I mean? I really messed this corner up, and it's annoying me. And, so that's, you know, it's just one of those times where it's not just the loss of a pet, it's the loss of a child, you know, almost. That's almost how it feels, like I lost a child. And not being able to do anything for her at the time is breaking my heart. So, okay, so I'm going to, let's see. What do I want to do? I could do a policy closure. What time is it? I've spent a lot of time fiddling, haven't I? But aren't these kind of cute? I mean, look at that. You've got your pocket, okay? And you could line that as well with scraps or with book page. I kind of like the way it looks because it's got the coffee stains, see? And then over on this side, you've got another pocket. Look at that. So it has 2 little pockets, adorable, and then you have the flap, and you've got all this paper inside for them to have a little jot on, and it's adorable to decorate. So I kind of like the thought of doing a little flap that it can tuck under, but at the same time I'm wondering if it's going to work for me just because of the fact that I've got this stiff, I made it too stiff with this paper. Just, you know, next time, like I said, note to self, don't use Tim Holtz thick paper. Because that's not gonna cut it if you want to actually open and close what you made. I'm just looking over here real quick. I have my little 1-inch pieces. I might need to do a smaller one, but I'm not sure. Let me see. Yeah, actually, I think I will need to do a smaller one. This would almost fit as like a flap, huh? But I have a smaller punch, okay? So let's try that. Let's see, can I get that in there and just cut it? Yeah, actually, I think I might be able to. And I'm thinking I can do just a little policy closure like I do with you guys sometimes. I did one just the other day, I believe. Super easy. Easy peasy. Which side do I want? Let's see. I think I like that one, yeah. And I'm just gonna grab my hole punch, my little awl over here if I can find it. Where'd you go? There it is. I have 2 of them. One of them is broken and is not as sharp as the other one. Here, I got this one now. So I'm just gonna guess at the middle here. Do not, I know I'm bending the paper, that's not good either. Okay, sort of in the middle. Now, let me grab a small brad. A tiny little brad. Okay. And I'm going to put that. And because of the way I do these, oh, you know what, I'll probably have to trim this off because it's a little bit long. I think I have shorter handled ones. I do. Let's do that. Shorter pronged. They're not handles. Yeah, I have some short ones. Here. I was going to cut the prongs off, but I don't need to. Yay. All right. Now, like I did the other day, I'm going to grab my, if I can find it here, probably just put it back where it goes. Let me grab my baker's string. I kind of just find that one to be the easiest to use, and I'm going to use a burgundy this time. That'll be pretty. We're going to tie a knot. Put that little circle over the knot, the prongs here. Pull it taut, and then I will fold these down. That is the easiest way for me to do this. I used to actually glue it down and then try to do the string, and oh my gosh, it's kind of funny actually. I don't know what I was thinking, but and then I'm going to put a wee little bit of glue, hot glue, and what do you know, I had it ready. Yay! And I'm going to have this going down. Okay, kind of center it right about there. My glue's coming out just a little bit like that before it has a chance to. Okay, now this will come around, and since I'm going to do this as a tuck, I'm going to go ahead and let it come around twice. Oops, I don't want that to go behind. Sorry. I want that to glue down. I've got two of them there because I want it to tuck inside the two. So there, okay. I just had to lift the first one away from the second circle. I don't want it to tuck underneath it. It'll pull the glue and tear it away. I may make this a little shorter, but for right now, let's see. Okay, so we have it. So it's our little, yeah, it definitely needs to be a little bit shorter. In fact, I probably, I want it to go around twice? Let's see. Maybe I will just do it once. I don't know. What do you guys think? Wish I could hear you. It's times like these. I wish I could hear you. Okay. For some reason, I think there we go. I think there's a little bit of glue there that was causing that to, yeah, it's sticking right there. Okay. All right, I'm going to trim that. All right, so there is my little vertical notepad with pockets. Okay, so I'm going to put this away, out of my way, so I don't drop everything and spill it. Okay, and then we can do a little decorating here on this. Like I said, make future note if you do make these. For this, you could use the thicker on the inside if you wanted, but it does kind of cause it to be bulky. Okay, so I would think more of a medium weight scrapbook paper or scrap, book page, whatever, would probably suffice and be a little better than the super thick, hardcore Tim Holtz brand. That you know what I'm talking about, the really strong, because that's what I just used. And then on here, make sure that you don't bring the reinforcement all the way down unless you don't mind doing it on the outside. If you want to tuck it in, you're going to want to leave this so it's a little more pliable by using a thinner paper, or only doing half of the top, just to give it that cute little look and reinforcement for your, your front of your flap. Okay. But yeah, so there's that. Let's see what else I wanted to do. Let's see, what time is it? we're good. I wanted to do a couple more things, but maybe at least one more thing. I wanted to make, now this is totally a Tina original as far as I know, where she tucks, I don't know if she created it or not, but to be honest, she'd probably be like, oh, I didn't create that. But you take 2 envelopes, okay, and you tuck one into the other, okay. And this will make a really cute, either a little cute notepad or just a really sweet little pocket, okay. And so we're going to have that right there, okay. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue, you know what, I'm not going to use art glitter glue. Way too strong, way too quick drying. I need my Aleene's glue to do this. So you want more of a sticky craft glue. You might be able to trust a permanent glue stick as well. But that won't let you move it either. That's the thing. You want to be able to maneuver this flap back in there, and you do not want it to get stuck right away and not be able to move it. So, okay, so you're going to stick that back in there like I did before, but now it's going to be glued down. Make sure you're not letting that your fold is still, you're still able to fold it, okay? And then we're going to grab our dry wipe and press. And make sure you're not glued, you know, no glue seep down, okay? Now we're going to glue the back. Same thing. Okay. And because my envelopes are coffee dyed, they're a little warpy. If you're using the gift card or the craft card envelopes and they're not coffee dyed, they're a little thicker, they're going to be a little firmer and not get so, like, they're just warpy, you know. But I like that because I wanted them to be with the coffee dyed paper. So now at this point, what you're going to do is we're going to choose papers, and now you could either cover the outsides. Okay, I do want to cover this side because I don't really want the envelope flap to show. And you could use more coffee dyed paper, or you could use a nice stiff cardstock. For this particular project, I do like to use a little thicker cardstock because it adds to the aesthetic of the piece. But what we're going to do is we're going to pick either some larger, let's see, I have some large cuts over here. I want to see if I have anything that might lay right down on top of that. I don't know. I've got a bag of stuff over here that is just stuff I got from Etsy, you know. Oh, I thought they were a little bit bigger. Maybe they're not. I believe this is a Janie B journal kit, digital kit. Yeah, these are all hers right here. Okay, so never mind. I'm not going to use that. Oh, wait, I do have this piece. This is pretty. Because all we need right now is we are going to cover this part so that you have this part of it closed off, and you can either do a top cut, you can do a side cut, and it's going to be a pocket. Okay, so you may want to do a piece like, if I remember in Tina's video, she used like a piece that was framing it, maybe not quite all the way, but it was going up to where you're going to fold it and leave a little tiny bit of space. Okay, and then actually this might be really cute, and then have some writing space, huh? I like this though. What do you think? I know some are going, oh, give them writing space. Some are going writing lines, and some are going, no, I love the picture. I'm like, I kind of like the idea of putting some writing in here. Let me grab my scrap here and see if I have any others that go. I have these squares that I had cut out for other stuff and never used, and might be kind of perfect for this. These are cute too. Look at these lines here. I could do that one on the inside on both sides, and then yeah, maybe I'll do that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this set here. So now make sure you don't get any glue in this middle part, because that's gonna block your pocket, but you do want it to go along this edge. Now if you want your pocket to be on the inside, like right here, I am bumping it every which way, you can of course leave that part open and not cut open the other portion, but I am going to just go along. My glue's not wanting to come out. I mean, it's coming, but it's kind of fighting me a little bit. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and glue at the back, because I find that when I have to put my hand into a pocket that's glued from the inside of a crease, you know, that it's a little struggle. And I'm gonna leave this toward the inside because I'm gonna trim this outer edge off and open the pocket on the sides for this booklet. So this is like a booklet pocket, and you can also put paper in here as well and make it into a little pad, like I said before. So, you know, I've done it both ways. It's just kind of a cool way to use these envelopes, you know. And I'm gonna trim this just a tad. I'm gonna cut, let's see. Let me see here. Sorry. I don't want to cut too much, so I'm going to do it from that line. Okay. There we go. And I'm doing it just to the inside of the fold, so you can still open and close this. Okay. Now, I could have folded this and cut it before, and I should have, actually. I don't know why I didn't. Because I told you, I am not all here today. So sorry, kiddos. You're going to see me, pitch patch and do what I do when I'm by myself, I guess, because that's, what I'm going to do. How do I want to do this? I could try and tear this, which I actually don't mind as long as it tears pretty even, because I love torn edges. There we go. There we go. Perfect. And now I'm just going to trim this open. And I'll be distressing all of this, so it'll just kind of blend into the ragginess of it and the grunginess, and, you know. So here's a pocket right there. Look at that. Inside, you got a huge, nice pocket. Now this can be lined, of course, with book page or with whatever you want, or you can leave it like it is. Totally up to the creator's whim. Okay, and then this one I'm gonna try and do better and trim this, trim this a little bit. Let's see here. Is this the same? Yeah, there we go. So I am going to, again, trim from the bottom of this line. Okay. There's that. And I might as well tear it the same way I did before, huh? Let's see. I guess I could fold it and tear it away from this thing, so I'm not quite as haphazard about it. Here, just gonna hope I do a good job. If I don't, oh well, life goes on. Life goes on. I do believe it's gonna be okay. Yep. All right. So now again, I'm going to go ahead and I need to open this just a little bit more, if I can. Okay, go across across here and try to do it as straight as I can. I see a spot there where I didn't get any coffee dye on the envelope. These were bright white. And I did my coffee dyeing by just spraying them with a spray bottle of coffee. In case you're wondering, I know when I was new to junk journaling and I heard coffee dye, I was like, are they saying coffee? They're dyeing paper with coffee? What? What are they talking about? I remember, you know, looking it up and going, oh my gosh, it's a thing. I didn't know it was a thing, you know. And I mean, I was an office girl who never spilled coffee on my papers. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I'm just saying that for anybody who's new out there who might be going, what did she say? Yes, I said coffee. The kind of coffee that you would drink. That's what we dye our paper with. There we go. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get my dry wipe. Is this one I went over a tad bit? Oh yeah, I went off really bad. That stinks. I did. I went off right here really bad. Daggone it. Tara. What am I to do with you, darling? Oh well, we're going to distress. We're going to decorate. We're not going to worry about it. I'm not going to let those little things, you know, get me down, right? Let's trim open my pocket and see if I did okay on that part. And voila. Yep. My gluing was fine. I do need to glue this corner. You might find with your coffee dyed envelopes especially that you get some where the corners, whenever you cut it, you're going to have to do a little glue and reinforce and stuff because you're cutting through a seam that is weakening that envelope, you know, where it's got a flap. So you'll want to hit those corners. Just on the outside of them. Okay, there. So there's that, and then now we've got the front and the back. And you could glue this in, of course, so it would just be a little opening, you know, and you'd have your double pockets. You know, you've got these two nice big pockets here. Whoops, I'm still slipping right there. I need to hold it down, that's why. And I probably will glue this down, so I think I'm not going to worry about this part. Okay, for me, it's going to be. So now I get to decide, do I want to decorate the front or do I want to put something? I really like this piece here. And I'm trying to think. Let me see, do I have any others in here? This is a really nice kit. Oh, that's pretty. All of Janie's kits are nice, honestly. She's got beautiful taste. She's one of those people that I actually wrote her a note personally in her Etsy shop and said, I absolutely love your work and I just want to compliment your work. You do an absolutely beautiful job. Let's see. I'm just glancing through here, looking real quick. You know what I really, really want is that piece, and only reason I'm hesitating is because it's sideways, but I guess it doesn't really matter. It's just so pretty, and it looks so nice. And then when you open it, you've got the blue, and the blue matches, you know. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go for it, and I'm just gonna see what happens, right? It's all good. Or I could actually could do some, I was thinking I could do some book page behind it, and then do the main portion, you know, of the picture in the center, and even maybe do that as a pocket. I think that's what I'm going to do. Let me see here. I have all these different book pages over here. Let me just grab one. Oh, I don't want that. That's a picture. I need that one to be special. There we go. Books, books, books. Poem. Super old paper. It's just cracking as I bend it. So cool. Let's see. I just kind of want it as a little backdrop. And I don't really want the Chevy Chase thing there, only because I know it's an old book and it's a poem or whatever, but it's also Chevy Chase's name, and I don't want it to distract from what I'm trying to do here. This is really hard to fold it straight. So if I do that and then do like that, then I'll have a little backdrop. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I think I will put the glue on here. Okay, now I'm going to trim as little as I can off of these edges to keep as much of this picture as I can. Nope, it's still a little bit too much. I really don't want to lose this bee, and I don't want to lose the, what you call it, one more. Shoot. Okay, there we go. I'm still getting the gist of the picture, which is what I wanted. And now I'm wondering, do I want to do it in the center? No, I'm going to actually make this a front pocket on here. Yeah. I'm just going to redo these edges here. Alright, and of course, because you know me, if I've got the outside done, I've got to at least have the inside browned as well. I cannot have bright white, can't help it. It's just a phobia. It's ridiculous. Doesn't have to be the whole thing, just enough when you look in, it's kind of the right color. Brown. Distressed. Now, I think I'll use my other glue for this, because it'll be quicker. And it's, of course, closed now. I don't even know why I'm bothering with that needle. It's too messed up. Let me see here. Sorry, girls. I'm just reaching up here to grab a needle out of my drawer. That one had too much glue on it, it wouldn't go in. All right. So as you can see, these are versatile. You can do anything you want with them, and they're just fun. I love interactive stuff in my journals. You guys know that. And I like things that open and close, and you have a place to put stuff and hide stuff, and I just think it's fun. I just realized that the bottom of this paper is cut crooked. Oh my goodness. Tara. There we go. That's a little better. I got my glue off. Well, all right. You guys get to see me just, you know, kind of off the cuff do whatever I do. I know I break a lot of what might be considered rules, I think. But there. Okay, so it's still a little crooked, but I'm not worried about it this time. There, okay. Okay. So now it's got a little front pocket, and we're going to do some more distressing so that it kind of balances out. I couldn't have distressed that paper with the book page without ripping it. So it's just going to have to be yellowed and be good enough. Okay. So now we have a pocket, and when you open it, you've got writing space and 2 pockets. Now I could totally decorate. I could do more pockets here instead of writing space. I kind of like leaving it for them to journal in and having the pockets. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. So we didn't get a whole lot done, but thank you for being with me and hanging out and keeping me company while I grieve. I love you guys. Thank you for being my friends. And I will, this is not going to work for me. I'm going to have to do something about that. Maybe just twist it so it's not the top of it. But we have this one, the little cutie notebook, and it still needs decorated. And like I said, that's not going to work. Look at that. That is not going to work. I'll have to fix that. But that's okay. No big deal. And there's your little notebook inside. You can do the same thing with this one. Little notebook. Totally cute. But it's fun this way as well. Once it's decorated, it's going to be pretty adorable, I think. Because we're going to have, of course, we're going to have a little gold. Just to give you a little idea. You guys will see this probably come up in a book somewhere along the way. A journal somewhere down the line. And be like, I remember when she made that. So yeah, we're just going to streak a little gold on the edges here and get it blinged up a little bit. And ready to be decorated. I'm not going to do a ton. I'll probably do some affirming words or some scripture, you know, and maybe a sweet little live bumblebee, or maybe a little Tim Holtz person, or a portrait, just something to dazzle it up a little. I love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.